thanks to the fans that came out on a Thursday night. Really helped us tonight when we weren't at our sharpest. And I think they really helped in the PK shootout part of things. You know, credit to DC, they made it hard on us again. Another ugly, kind of 0-0 game where we cancel each other out. Not our sharpest night, but this competition is about surviving and advancing. And our group of guys through the years have been pretty good in elimination type games. So again, happy for them to survive and advance. But we still know that that wasn't our best performance. Sometimes you give credit to the opponent, they made it hard on us, but we weren't sharp enough on the night, didn't have enough guys have good days, and I guess the one positive is we kept the clean sheet.
Start with Joe.
I think there was a small conversation with Bizo and whoever that was he scheduled to be the sixth guy.
Look, at the end of the game, it's a bit of a scramble. At that point, we have our 5 guys in mind for sure, and that's clear. But as you can imagine, as it gets later and later, some guys like to shoot, some guys want pressure, some guys maybe understand their strengths and weaknesses in a shootout situation. So, as an example, I don't think Jacob likes to take penalties. It's just he's a great player, he's defender of the year, but that's not something that he has. Or he can make one, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not something that he preferred to do. So as you get into 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, it gets into I guess a coin flip kind of thing with guys. So we allow them to have a say in who really wants one. I give a ton of credit to Jesus Bueno, who when he came off the field, he said, "I want number 5." And the penalty kick that he took is the hardest one in the sport. The one where if you miss, it's over in your home stadium. You know what I mean? So that's I won't use the word, but that's a big boy thing to do, to take that PK in that moment. So I give him a ton of credit for that. Jack McGlenn stepping up and hitting a high pressure PK. So a lot of guys stepped up in the moment. Obviously Dre. There's something with him and Pedro Santos. If you go through Pedro Santos' history, he doesn't miss PKs, and for whatever reason, Dre does a good job with him. So he's a great player too. So at that stage, it's a coin flip. It could go either way. I hate penalty kicks, as you guys know. I wish the game could be decided on the field, but I also understand that if they run us 15 minutes of overtime, we have to turn around and play on Monday now, and that's when you really have injury risk. So. No one will remember this game, and that's a good thing.
Were you concerned after Danny missed? Did you get a sense of deja vu a little bit?
When you miss early, there's still time, and when you have the best goalkeeper in the league, he'll make a play for you probably at some point. So, look, it's better to miss early than late for sure.
You watched the penalty kicks this time.
Yeah, I usually don't watch.
Usually you don't.
I said I'd switch it up. The last time I didn't watch it didn't end so well for us, so I watched a little bit. And I thought I jinxed it when I started watching, and Danny missed for the, he never misses, and he missed. So again, none of this stuff matters at all. What matters is the guys in the moment, and then sometimes it goes in and sometimes it doesn't.
Even though you guys were off for 8 days, how do you think overall you guys looked, and how's it feel to finally win some penalty kicks?
Yeah, look, you still have to give credit to the opponent. They play a unique way. The 3 in the back and their wing backs really flying forward, so we don't see that often. So, we countered it by playing 3 in the back, and in some ways, when you mirror each other like that, it looks ugly, and the game needed a goal one way or the other to really open up, and that would have been different, if we make a play early in the game, and now they have to open up a little bit, it would be a different story. Even if they scored, it would make the game different, because now they have to change their tactics, and it looks a little different, and we probably get more chances. So at 0-0 an elimination game, which are different than regular season games, it can kind of look like that. So I wish it was more entertaining. I wish we created more, but we again found a way to survive and move on, and I think we get Red Bull next, and if we can survive that one, it gets pretty interesting on our side of the bracket. Some favorable results have been happening.
We'll go Matt, Todd, and Joe.
Jim, what does a game like this feel like? Because this is obviously a new thing. Does this feel like an open Cup game? Does it feel like a playoff game? Is it a regular season game? What does it feel like?
Yeah, you know, I think it's just I think it's solely because of the teams that we've drawn. It's DC, and now it'll be Red Bull. It feels like Open Cup, which I hate to say, because it's so regional, and I understand why it has to be. But I would love to be playing a Portland or Austin, who we've never played in the history of our club, or a League MX team, just for the uniqueness of it. You know, we know DC so well, and they know us so well that unfortunately the games look like tonight, and Red Bull's going to be the same. It'll be organized fighting, and you know what it's going to look like. It'll be a one-play game, and if someone makes a play in the box, that's who will go on. So I would say, obviously, when you play a League MX team, they don't know us as well. We don't know them as well, and it usually leads to, I'll just say a different type of game. A unique game where it's a new challenge. But we wind up playing. We'll play Red Bull 3 times in the preseason and then 2 times in the regular season. We just know each other so well. So, I'd prefer it to be different, but this is the competition, and we're at home, so that's also a huge advantage for us throughout.
Jim, only 5 shots on target the last 2 games against DC United. What makes it so difficult compared to some of the other teams you guys have faced?
I would give them a ton of credit for their recovery runs. So when we do have little windows, then we look like we're going to go in transition, and it looks like a 3-on-2. Their ability to sprint back and make a block. The amount of crosses tonight that Mbizo and Kai had, where they got in really good spots, but it gets cut out at the front post, or there's just a little deflection that screws off the timing of things. So their commitment to really run and fight for Wayne Rooney is obvious. They really worked hard, and then once they do set up that block at the top of the 18, it's hard to break any team down, especially a good one like DC. And the little back heels and flicks and stuff like that. It wasn't a night where that stuff was going to come off, because DC was really solid and had good contact on their clearances and didn't really make any mistakes. And we didn't test Bono enough, I thought, in the run of play. So not our best night, but sometimes you do have to give credit to the opponent for making it hard for us.
The last 10 minutes you guys switched to that 4-4-2 diamond.
Yeah.
What do you see from that compared to the 3-5-2?
Yeah, look, I think Damien was excellent tonight, but on our home field with 12 plus minutes and then injury time left, or 10 or whatever it was, it is different in an elimination game. It was to go for it, get another attacker and Jack on the field. We felt like with 2 center backs and Benteke only really being the one high up the field, that we could manage it. So rolled the dice a little bit. I think we had a couple of little half chances. Chris has a half chance. Julian's play, where I think the lineman should just keep his flag down and then let it go to VAR. Probably foul, but probably the right call. But he was quick to get involved, I'll just say. So I wouldn't say it changed a ton, but we did have them at least pinned back a little bit and had some chances in the 4-4-2. So it was just a roll of the dice at that point in an elimination game. Rather at your home field, try and go for it, try and win, not let it be decided by PKs, which are a 50-50 coin flip.
Good point on Julian. If he has to go that hard, or did you think it was going in on its own?
As athletic as Pine, I'll never know, and I haven't seen a good view of like the overhead. When we get the all-22, you'll be able to tell. As athletic and long as Pines is, I think he probably gets to it. That would be my guess. Otherwise, Julian's pretty savvy. I'm sure he gave him a little contact, which is legal, but I don't know if that contact was a grab or a pullback. I haven't seen it too close yet. What'd you think? Foul or no foul? Soft foul? Foul. Okay. That's good.
We're gonna we'll do last question right here.
Did you have any thoughts on the incident with Danny and Durkin just after that?
Yeah, so I think that's one where it's a hard tackle and a foul from Durkin. I haven't seen it yet, but I think they kind of land on each other, and now as they're rolling, there's Danny thinks he gets hit in the head. He's not sure whether it was a foot or intentional and unintentional, and he jumps on top of him. So bang play. I don't think either player is malicious, but in the heat of the moment, I think they're just protecting themselves and also standing up for themselves, because they thought